The president sending more troops to Iraq to describe as this troop surge that John Edwards, who's apparently going to run for the presidency, has labeled the McCain Doctrine. What's your reaction to that first?
Well, I don't know if it's a doctrine or not, but it's a principle that when I vote, raise my hand and vote to send young men and women, American men and women, into harm's way and fight a war. I'm committing to accomplishing the mission. And when maybe some others did not understand that when they voted to support the war, but there's no greater responsibility. I believe that the men and women in the military understand that responsibility and the mission better than anybody. I just recently visited them, including some who have been involuntarily extended. Their morale is good. They understand what the mission is, and they know what they need to do. And I am convinced that if we leave and lose this conflict, the conflict will spread in the region, there will be chaos, and we will be sending young men and women into harm's way, both in the region and other parts of the world. So I don't know if it's a doctrine or a principle, but and I don't know what some may have been thinking when they voted for this war, but I was thinking as a student of history that it's probably not going to turn out exactly as we want it to. We've learned that lesson from other wars, and I thought, and I've said for more than 3 years, it's long, hard, tough, worth it, but it's going to be very, very difficult, and we have to understand that, but we also have to understand the consequences of failure.
Well, what will be a successful conclusion to this, then?
An Iraqi military and government that functions, so to bring about security situations so that the political and economic situation can progress. When a neighborhood in a big city is taken over by gangs, we don't pump in economic aid. We go in with the police and we take the violence out, and then we try to construct the neighborhoods and bring economic and other opportunities. You can't have a political solution if you don't have a security situation. And that, in my view, is why we have never succeeded, is we never had enough troops on the ground there, and we...
Well, you've said that all along.
Yeah, I've said that all along, and unfortunately, 3 years ago, I predicted that we would be in a very difficult situation unless we had more people there.
But almost nobody, other than you, sees how this works, this troop surge.
Well, there's a lot of people, General Keane, the former Chief of Staff of the Army, and many others feel that way. I've heard some other people who have said, well, it's overstressing the Army and the Guard, and certainly it is. It certainly is. Some of these young people are going back for their third and fourth time. It's incredible, the burden that they are bearing. But I also know what it's like to have a defeated military. I was in the Navy, and I had command of a squadron after we lost in Vietnam. A defeated and broken Army and military is far, far worse than one that's overstressed and overextended.
Of course.